I'm Joel Elliott, and I'm stuck in Huntsville, and I'm doing comedy tonight at Tim's Cajun Kitchen for a showcase called Alright Bayou. We'll talk to Matt Tate, the producer, after the show. I really am pretty rusty, so most of this is probably going to be incoherent babble, but enjoy.
Matthew Tate, everyone. There was something clever I was going to say, but I forgot what it was because I was thinking about the next thing I was going to say. Excuse me while I do something. I'm doing a show right now, actually, at the same time. Say hi, everyone. I'm at Cajun Kitchen at Alright Bayou Comedy, and I have a new guest for the show. He also does something similar to this. It's Joel Elliott. Joel, come on up here. This is Joel Elliott from Stuck In Huntsville. He's actually about to perform here on Tim's Cajun Kitchen of Alright Bayou Comedy. Hey,
you know what's awesome?
What?
You're on my show.
Yeah,
right
yeah, I know.
You're in that show.
It is crazy.
Which is in this show. How the fuck you guys get a signal?
Hey, so you guys, your next comedian is probably the most millennial, non-millennial I know. Joel, let's take a selfie together real quick.
Oh yeah, selfies are good. That's what the kids do. We have to connect with the kids. If you don't get a fresh crop of followers, you're gonna die.
All right, wait.
It's just. Oh.
Are you ready?
We're too old to be.
Oh shit! Hang on. I'm a millennial. I can't even take a good selfie. Are you ready, Joel? Ready? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's stuck in Huntsville. It's Joel Elliott.
I've been putting out web shows that are entitled Stuck In Huntsville, and they took off to the point that this checkout girl at the Whole Foods turned around, saw me, and was like, "Hey, are you stuck in Huntsville?" I was like, "Yes, I'm extremely stuck in Huntsville." By that I mean I don't have stuff like you rich folk do, you know, like bank accounts and photo IDs, you know, all that fancy stuff. I can say I did not make these jeans. I want to get that clear. I did not make these jeans. These were not made for me or by me. They were made for black people by Damon Johns from Shark Tank. Okay? And I got them because the Cosby Kids are on them, and I feel I'm wearing them ironically, you know, because I don't know what the word irony means. You know, I don't know. I love how the meaning has changed. I'll tell you, honestly, how I got these pants. I was giving a very pitifully small donation to this thrift store after this web series that I did, like, had a film screening which had this tiny little thing, you know, and I was like, here, guys, here's, like, you know, a very small amount of money. And afterwards, I started talking to them about the pants. And, you know, Alabama is pretty segregated, even the businesses and even the markets for the business. Like, this is not a thrift store that is really that, you know, not a lot of black people come into the store, you know. And I'm like, you know, like, nobody's going to buy these pants. Number one, look at your clientele. You know, nobody's coming in here for FUBU Platinums, okay? And number two, look what's on the back of the pants. It's the Cosby Kids. I was just so delighted by the fact that these are a kind of a real, it's a dark topic every time I walk around with these things. It's wonderful. But I do want to cover, okay, I came to this town, like my original thing, when I first performed here, oh my god, I performed at Tim's Cajun Kitchen 3 times. Matthew, you know what that means? The therapy is not working. This is actually the culmination of like 33 years of passion for entertainment. My first time on television was in 1983. I was at the World Trade Center, not the one that you're not supposed to forget about, the one that nobody knows is there, on the Chesapeake Bay in Baltimore. There's a World Trade Center there, and I was at the top of that, and with like a kindergarten class, and Captain Chesapeake was there with the TV cameras. And so like me and like 13 other children went, "We're crew members, and we watch Captain Chesapeake on Fox 45 in Baltimore." And then we instantly pissed our pants, because we weren't expecting to be on television that day, you know. And so that was a freaky moment for me, like when I saw the commercial, because, you know, like I've always wanted to be like my parents. They were very short people, they had a cathode ray tube, and put pictures and sound out all the time. I was raised by television, and when I saw me on television, it was this just weird feedback loop of like, I've become my parents, and I don't know, it was very confusing, and it just started me on like a whole path of entertainment, and it's culminated here in me performing in this Cajun restaurant in North Alabama. So I'm figuring by the time I'm 62 years old, I'm gonna be playing rooms in like Decatur or something, you know, like not Georgia, Decatur, Alabama. You know, like I'm not trying to shoot for the stars here. By the time I'm 73, maybe Atlanta, maybe Nashville, I don't know. But yeah, no, when I came to the town, I was the #1 homeless comedian in Huntsville, Alabama. Now, don't worry, I am still homeless, okay? I'm just not #1 anymore. I'm just not very good at this anymore. But and I have been living indoors. It's just I like to tell you like how much of a homeless image I have in this town. They called the cops on me today for being a vagrant in my own backyard. Like, for real. It just happened today. Like, okay, to tell you, like, the state of racial inequality, if you wear FUBU pants and a Def Jam jacket, that's black enough. That, you know, you can have a complexion like this, and you're like, I don't know, he might be black. Look at that. It says Def Jam on it. We're calling the cops. I've been living at that house for like a month. This lady just today decided, you know, let's go check him out. And thankfully the cops that came to the door were black, so all we talked about was the jacket. It was great. They were like, that is a really nice jacket. Let me tell you another conversation. Thank God my roommates were home, because she, you know, like, it's like she called the cops because there's a vagrant in the backyard, and, you know, she's not wrong. You know, like, yes, I am. I have been an artist more than I've been an employed person this year. Like, you know, I am like, you know, squatting with permission, so it's okay. But so the roommates opened the door, and the cops were like, yeah, you know, lady called, and I was like, yeah, I'm the vagrant. It's okay. But it just like. It's been okay. How I got there is what I wanted to do with the time tonight. But first, the musical portion. Okay. Yeah, because I've been working on an album for like a month, and it's going to be performed live at a bar next week on Thursday, and the bar is closing down tonight. So that's I do have CDs for sale, and I don't want to go like more ghetto than Matthew with his incorrectly printed inserts, but you know, since the bar closed, I didn't really finish the album, and I found this in the gutter. It's Hot Rod and TC Gambino, Brothers in Arms. I'm selling it after the show. Nobody wants to. But yeah, so my therapist has decided it's important that I know who I am. So they, you know, like we're doing a lot of self-exploration. I have somehow managed to balance throughout my life both like a self-loathing and a lack of self-identity, which is very confusing because it's like I don't exactly know who I am, but I know I don't like it. You can describe like the personality makeup I have. It's like reverse narcissism, which, by the way, reverse narcissism is reverse racism. You know, like narcissism is narcissism, racism is racism. When you use the term reverse racism, you are suggesting that like you know, there's like a correct direction for racism. No, it's supposed to be us white people hating you black people. You're not. You guys can't be racist against us. That's the wrong way. We had a thing going on. Didn't you see the Confederate soldier statue in front of the courthouse? I keep looking for the Union soldier statue. It's not there. I am in a foreign land. It freaks me out, the South. But okay, now how I got here, I want to let me go back to, the reason I talked about reverse racism. Reverse narcissism. I feel like I am the piece of crap that the entire universe revolves around. If somebody's got a problem, my empathy is turned to 11. Like, if somebody has a problem, I am certain that I have somehow caused that problem, and that I am responsible for fixing it. And it doesn't, so I am like that perpetually, nice guy, hey, is everything okay here? Is that And I got that way because, the reason that I got that grasp on language and, worked with words my whole life is because when I was, an infant, my mother and father tried to kill each other with pointy words, and so I got to this thing of, just naturally, I started, I was speaking in full sentences, by the time I was, 1.5, and I would just try to, put on shows to get them to, not scream all the time, that was. So by the time I was 5, people were saying "Hey kid, you should try stand-up comedy." It's who says that to a 5-year-old? That's insanity. Nobody should be that way. But I've been that way for I just perpetually okay, let's. If I can make these people laugh, maybe they won't claw each other's eyes out, because I've had the internet since I was a child. My mom was into computers and stuff, so we always had the internet. And I see what you people are doing to each other out there. It's awful. Oh my God. The political season, the election season has gotten us into a really, really scary place. All I have to do is reply to Trump's feed once, and people come out of the woodwork I hate you, you're a douchebag. It's terrible. But I'm doing that to fill a void, because the way I got to being the #1 homeless comedian around here was because I made very bad choices, all right? I got into a very toxic relationship, and then I stayed there because finally I found somebody that felt that I was as worthless as I feel that I am. Again, keeping in mind that I still don't know who I am. So really, I started mirroring them, and then their own self-loathing kicked in, and it was just this feedback loop of I hate you. It was I'm becoming you. It was well, I hate that. And, oh my God. It was just a mess. And so the marriage went south in every possible way because we moved down to Alabama and couldn't go south without me dipping into the Gulf of Mexico, just both emotionally and in physical reality. And I became a stray cat in this town. At this point, I'm okay. I'm starting to think that me and the therapist should decide that I am a cat because by people's standards, I'm doing terrible. By cat standards, I do shows all the time. What cat is up here doing open mics and stuff? I don't know any other cats in this town selling an album. But the art community has been just integral to me, surviving in this town, which is saying something because Huntsville's a teenage city. The art scene in Huntsville is just still coming into its own again. There are ebbs and flows and stupid. I had a friend who he did the sound for Ringling Brothers at Barnum and Bailey Circus. And he toured around the country with them and the world with them for 7 years. And he caught up with me recently, Mark. When there was we were 20-year high school reunion. Man, yeah, that happened recently. And he was connecting with me, and he was like, "So what are you up to?" I was like, "Well, I haven't been employed much this year, but I've been doing a lot of art." And he was like, "Wait, you're doing art in Huntsville?" These were his words. "Dude, you're gonna die. This is not a good plan." Oh my God. But the art community has been very supportive. There are people in the art community that they go to bed at night and what keeps them up at night is oh, did you put out a saucer of milk for Joel? What if he's hungry? Throw some cigarette butts out the window. He calls them shorts. Don't worry, it's fine. No. Okay, but I have been dipping into the other because Mark is right. I am gonna die down here pursuing art. I've been dipping into the other scenes. Obviously the first community that I got involved with in Huntsville was the homeless community, and then it was the comedians, which not much difference. Not much difference there. The homeless people are a lot funnier. No joke. You got no filter. And then I've been dipping into the musicians community, and they have been amazing and supportive. And the poets, I've been going to poetry slams lately. Oh, by the way, making poetry a competition feels so wrong because it's like you put 8 people on a stage, and then it's like, oh yeah, well my feelings are better than your dead grandma. Yeah, that was a really nice German song, Princess. But I'm gonna slam your ass with my suicide attempt. Oh my god. Slam poetry instead. But no, out of all of those circles, like, you know, the homeless community, and the comedians, and the musicians, and the poets, what I have found is that the most, like, you know, secure people about themselves are the homeless community. Like, this is just the fact that, you know, like, everybody, like, you shouldn't, like, pity people who are living on the fringe, because man, living in society, I don't know how you people do it, to be honest. I don't know how you get out of bed in the morning and go and, like, face people and all of that. People ask me, like, do you have stage fright? And my answer is, all the world is a stage. You know, like, the only moment of my day when I am comfortable is when I am a disembodied voice coming through a microphone, which, you know, the reason I do poetry and music and comedy is because there aren't enough mics of any one of those categories. It's like, I feel good for like 10 minutes a day, and it's when I'm doing this for you people. The rest of the time, that's when I feel like you do when you're up here doing this. That's my baseline. You know, my baseline is just abject terror. So, yeah, thank you guys for, you know, for giving me that moment. I'd like to go back. I'm going to go back to murder some cases and smoking cigarettes. I have an album for sale that I did not make.
Joel Elliott, everyone! Buy the album he has.
It's important to have a place where you feel secure.
Okay, so the show's over, and we're just going to ambush Matthew in the bathroom. Hey, Matthew, would it be too awkward to ambush you in the bathroom to be on the show?
It would.
Okay, so we shouldn't do this. This is what I'm... Well, we shouldn't be doing any of this, should we? I mean, when it comes down to it, should we be doing any of this? Are either of us living our lives right? Is that really the heckler's business card?
Huh?
Is that that's really that heckler's business card?
I mean, I don't have his card. I just put his number in my phone.
That's beautiful. Oh, this is Matthew.
Hey.
A wonderful guy. He produces the Alright Bayou 3rd anniversary is coming up, yes?
Yeah, in 3 weeks.
3 weeks from now, the 3rd anniversary of Alright Bayou.
Yeah,
the man who I just ambushed in the bathroom.
We've got 7 comedians on that show. It's going to be stacked.
Nice.
It's going to be the largest bill that we've ever had.
Yeah.
It's going to be all locals, all established people in the scene. You're going to see people like D's D's. It's going to be on it. Thaddeus Blake, Patrick Cunningham, a few others who are longtime veterans of the scene.
Huntsville heavy hitter people.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll be hosting that one most likely.
And tell me what the name of your album is. Matthew Tate has an album which might be out, depending on when you're watching, it could be out already.
Monday. I drink, therefore I am.
This.
Yeah, that'll be out this Monday.
Yeah. Matthew Tate has done so much he's done a lot for Huntsville comedy, and he's been very supportive of me, and I love this man. And you should love this man too, because he loves himself, despite the things he says on stage. All right. Thank you. Hey, like or subscribe or whatever the thing that you should do with the YouTubes.